KWT slaying.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Shabbat Shalom. How y'all doing today on this Shabbat? So today we're going to talk about some conspiracy-related stuff at the high level. And, don't get triggered by some stuff I might add because it's dealing with a concept. It's dealing with a manipulation. And just like during the last 3 years, you got to know what I'm talking about. You should know what I'm talking about when I refer to the last 3 years, how there was a sophisticated psychological operation and to get a lot of people to eat a lollipop. And at that time, that was probably the most sophisticated global psyop ever done until now. And most people don't realize it's happening to them and what is exactly happening to them. And if you notice the title of this particular show is Fringe. It's Fringe. And Fringe is a TV series that was in the early 2000s. I think it was about 2008. And they had a group called the ZFT. Now, that's in German, and I'm not going to even try to pronounce it. But it stands for Destruction Through Advancement of Technology. Destruction through the advancement of technology. Now, my opinion, I think Fringe was better than X-Files. If you were a fan of the X-Files, you'll love Fringe. That's my opinion. I think it was a great show, great story, and very much worth to watch. Definitely better than X-Files. That's my opinion. But in Fringe, you had a lot of things going on, right?
Strange things happening.
Things like mind control, teleportation, genetic mutation, reanimation.
Reanimation? Really? So you're telling me what? My father was Dr. Frankenstein.
I knew someone would come.
Now, copyright-wise, I got to be careful so I can only show a little clip, parts of it. Should be under the fair use, hopefully. But understand in Fringe, you had the idea of this technology, advancement in technology, advancement in science. And when you look at what happened in the story, it's sort of similar in some ways to the X-Files. In some ways, it's similar to the X-Files. And, they're on the hunt, except, you're dealing with alternate dimensions. And so as opposed to dealing with aliens, you're dealing with people from another dimension interfacing with ours. Now, my personal opinion is that all of this stuff is tied into the concept of aliens. It's also tied into the concept of alternate dimensions. It's also tied into the concept, of dealing with the science of CERN, right? And I'm not going to really talk about CERN and all of that. It's more so the psyop that's occurring, right? And so when we look at what's happening today, we don't really see the sophistication of the dialectic. Now, what is happening is they're pretty much getting everyone off balance. And I just have this right here for a quick clip. Funny thing to illustrate that. So, point being made with that video is that the goal is to keep you off balance. The goal is to keep humanity off balance. And so you don't know that, for instance, who's your friend? Who's my friend? Who's my ally? You don't know. You don't know. Is Kanye my ally? You don't know. Well, I know. Is Candace Owens your ally? We're going to talk about that. But you don't know what's up, what's down, what's right, what's left. You don't know who's a male, who's a female. You don't know. You don't know who's your family, who you should be marrying, who you should be having a relationship with. Everything is off kilter. See, in the past, you had a black family, black daddy, black mama. Now you don't have that. Everything's confusion. Everything is imbalanced. Now, don't get mad at me because I'm hitting on it. I know some of y'all get sensitive, and I'm not hitting at you. It's like I said, we didn't know no better, right? But what I'm saying is there's confusion. See, I knew my mom was black. I knew my dad was black. I knew my aunt was black. I knew my cousins was black. Not anymore. It's off balance, right? And look, you do you. I ain't hating on you. You do you. That's not my business.
1492 to 1729. These were concepts that the Spanish put together through observation when they sent their Jesuit priests and the conquistadors followed behind them. But they knew that was Issachar down there.
So you know what this means? This is similar to the information that's recorded in that book, Lost Tribes in the Promised Land, where they tell you there's passages from passages of southern explorers of explorers of the southern United States, and they give the dates, meaning that book is a compilation of records.
Right.
So with that, another way that they keep you off balance, right? Native American Indians is us. Mexicans are us. They're not Negro. They don't look like us, don't have our phenotype. Oh, that don't matter no more. Another way to keep you off balance, and like I said, right, it is a way to cause confusion. You don't know who your friends are. You don't know who your allies are. As a matter of fact, you don't know that you're Israelites. You don't know if we're the same people, right? You don't have the same look, the same phenotype. You don't have the same relationships that we have. You don't even do the same things we do. Y'all go do other things. We do this. We might go barbecue. You might go hit some piñatas. We don't know nothing no more because everything's confusion, right? And camps do this, right? This is what camps do. Now, think about what's happening here. Now, I'm going to share this. Listen real closely.
What was your day job all this time?
Police. New York City Police Department. That was my day job.
And you retired now?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I can't tell you.
You can't tell me.
Maybe. Something going on. I can't.
So the Israeli guy says, what's your profession? Or what was your profession? He says a police officer. Okay, we all know that. So then he says, are you retired? I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. It's a secret. See, if he said it publicly and he's still on the payroll of the New York Police Department, then somebody could probably come after him or say you lied or something like that. So he couldn't answer that because, in my opinion, he's probably still on the payroll. That's my opinion. He's probably still on the payroll of the NYPD. And definitely, if he's on the payroll of the NYPD, he's a cop. And if he's a cop, he's still probably working for the government. And this is why they always pushing Native American Indians, Mexicans, and all this kind of foolishness, which makes no sense. But then when you ask them, hey, go ahead and prove who you are, right? Prove that you're Israelites. Where they go? Africa. Prove to me you're an Israelite. Where they go? Africa. Igbo, Yoruba, the Bantu. No, prove who you are from that Native American stuff that you're talking about, from the Mexican history. And then they mention lost tribes and, lost tribes in Promised Land by Sanders. Sanders does not say that the American Native Indians are Israelites. He does not say that in the book. What Sanders does say is that they had a belief system during the time in the Americas, and that some of the people believe that they could have been Israelites. They don't say that they are Israelites. They say that they could have been, and he doesn't say anything about this being a fact. Okay, people need to go read the book. Sanders doesn't confirm that at all, just as he talked about some of the other cultures and traditions in the Americas of what they believed. He never agreed that they're Israelites, but you got a person who's still a cop, apparently, maybe. He said he can't tell you. I'm like, hey, you retired? I can't tell you. But see, this is what we're dealing with, is deception. People who look like you, people who may identify as an Israelite, but have agendas. People who may identify as Israelites, but they're working for the system. Why, Yacoba? Why would he do that? Why would he say that Native American Indians and Mexicans are Israelites? Why would he want to lie to us? Because he's still working for the system. Now, why would the system want us to believe that? The reason the system wants us to believe that, because you know as well as I know, they're not your people. Come on now. They ain't got the same trials and tribulations and curses that you have. Come on now. They're not getting shot up in the streets like we are. I'm just saying, come on now. Those people not our people. I'm sorry, they don't look like me. They don't look like my daddy. They don't look like my mama. They don't look like my grandma and my cousins. They don't look like them Negroes that came off of that slave ship. I'm just saying. But what's the purpose? Is to keep you off balance. It is to control your belief system. It is to put leadership in front of you that you follow, that's going to lead you into the system. Notice, during the time of, the last 3 years, y'all know what I'm talking about, when y'all like to eat lollipops. Who was saying you should eat a lollipop? Did a lot of them camps say you should eat lollipops? Yes or no? Give me a 1 if a lot of them camps said you should eat lollipops. Give me a 2 if they didn't. Come on now. I remember seeing a lot of them saying you should eat a lollipop. It's about control. It's about leadership. It took me a long time to find out that the NAACP was ran by them folks, that the NAACP was financed and run by the Ish people. It took me a while to figure that out. You know that? I mean, like recent. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. I thought the NAACP was run by black folk. No, it was run by the Ish. But guess what? What's the purpose of it? To control the Negroes. To control the Negroes. This is what we're dealing with, right? It's to lead you down a path of deception and confusion. So when it comes time to unite, you're not going to unite. Why you're not going to unite? Because the Mexicans ain't me. They're not going to unite with me. The Native American Indians ain't me. They're not going to unite with me. It's to cause confusion. This is the whole purpose, is to put leadership in front of you that's going to lead you to follow the system so you can eat your lollipops, so you can get your market of B, so you can get your chip implant. The sophistication is at a prime level. It is at a level of sophistication and manipulation that I've never seen other than in sci-fi movies and sci-fi TV shows like Fringe. And it's the implementation of these systems and the psychological operations and the technology that they're using to manipulate the masses. And guess what? I can't tell you nothing. You know why? I'm just another Negro. Y'all not gonna listen to me, half of y'all. You ain't gonna listen. Tell ministry don't know what they're talking about. They see a enemy behind every can or behind every tree. He's scared. He's this. I'm just trying to tell you, this is the most sophisticated operation I've ever seen in my life. And I warned y'all before, and I'm warning you again that we are on the fringe. Yes, we are. We are on the fringe. Is that bad? It is that bad. How many times I told y'all, if the Most High don't come, what? Come on now, y'all. I ain't got to say it again. Y'all can put it in the chat. If the Most High don't come, we what?
What Candace Owens says in this interview is very interesting to me, and I'm going to explain why in a second. But here it goes.
I literally believe that there is an evil intent to re-enslave Black Americans, and the ability for us not to read, to me, is everybody should be hitting the alarm on that. Like, why aren't Black boys learning how to read and yet being encouraged to make music, to follow hip hop, to do this, to do that, follow sports,
I feel like a couple years ago, if somebody were to have said they feel like there's an evil intent to re-enslave Black people, Candace Owens would have went off like, that's just in your mind. That's the narrative you're creating. You can go do whatever you want to do. It's you guys holding you back. No one's doing this. And I'm not attacking her, but I would like to know what changed.
What changed? Look, here's the deal. I'm going to tell you this. Look, I almost got sucked in for a second, but then I kept thinking. Because, man, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, Candace is sounding good, man. I'm like, hey, where's she been at? I'm like, was she always like this? No, she was the female Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm like, there's no way. I don't remember Candace being like this. Oh, they're trying to take out Black folks. They're trying to kill our people. I got to stand up and help my people. No. It's a dialectic. It's another dialectic. Another manipulation.
You're against abortion.
Yeah, I'm pro-life because I know who Margaret Sanger was.
But that doesn't mean that you are for government taking reproductive rights.
When you say reproductive rights, I just want you to know that you are using a propagandist term that was created by an avowed racist who said, let's go to the Black minister. No. We're going to hit history here. Go look up the letter if you're watching this. Margaret Sanger and Dr. Clarence Gamble. She literally wrote, we need to work on the propaganda, okay? We don't want word to get out that we want to exterminate the Black race.
Now, when was she talking like this in the past? I'm just saying, I don't remember. You know what I'm saying? I remember her being straight up raccoonish. I'm just saying. They're trying to give us a new leader. They're trying to give us a new leader. That's what's going on. Don't look. The dialectic is very sophisticated. It is very sophisticated.
The Celebrity Joe. Theme of YouTube music. Candace Owens is a very popular voice for conservatives. And the anomaly when it comes to her is she's probably one of the very few Black conservatives that are females in the United States of America. And I was actually around to see Candace Owens come from nothing to a whole lot of something, from being a liberal Democrat to hating on Trump, to then supporting Trump, to Turning Point USA, to hanging out with Kanye West, debating T.I., and to the Daily Wire. Candace Owens has made quite the name for herself. And of course, a lot of enemies. But Candace Owens primarily got big, in my honest opinion, for her work against Black America. Now, Candace Owens says she's half Caribbean or part Caribbean, although a lot of times she conflates her experience with African Americans in the South. But be it as it may, whether she's from the Caribbean or part African American or both, to me it seems that she's always distasteful towards us. Even a white person asks her this.
You hate Americans with black skin color?
Absolutely not. I actually love Americans with black skin color so much that I'm willing to fall on the sword 1,000 times for them to wake up and realize that we are being lied to, abused, and used by the Democrat Party.
Yeah, do you hate Americans with black skin? The person actually asks this. But then other clips like this really prove the point.
It's a broken culture, it's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about something I've realized. Even if Black Americans are aware and know their history, right? And you can get Black conservatives who understand the history much more, who understand, the ills of the left and what the left has done. But still in that regard, they bring to the conservative side the same bad habits that I was hoping Black conservatives would be abandoning. And what I'm talking about, number one, is conflict resolution. Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics.
In this particular clip, Candace Owens talks about the fact that, Black people fight and argue too much. They don't have conflict resolution skills. And she noticed that as Black people were leaving the Democratic Party and coming into the conservative movement like Blacksit or Turning Point USA, they also had the same issues they had in Black America.
So here's the thing. I remember Candace just being the female version of Jesse Lee Peterson. And, if you ain't white, you ain't right? And, we could see that by who she chose as a mate. And, but when I was listening to her, I was like, man, she's sounding so good today. I'm like, she talking about they trying to exterminate Black folks and, Margaret Sanger and Planned Parenthood trying to take out the Black folks and, how we should abandon the Democratic Party, which I do agree with. Don't get it twisted. But I ain't saying go to the Republican either. But I noticed that I'm listening to her and I'm like, I'm liking this. We'll go ahead. I'm like, hey, I like me some Candace. And I'm like, wait a minute. When did this change happen? This change happened overnight. Right around election time, it looked like, right? For Trump. And all of a sudden, she sound like she fighting for Black folks. And then, we all forget the past, right? We forget the fact that she worked for PragerU. PragerU is a straight up conservative think tank, right? PragerU is just straight up racist, simple and plain. But she worked for PragerU. Then she go work for the other dude over there for Daily Wire. He's a straight up right wing conservative, what I would consider, don't like Black folks either. But then again, she gets fired from Daily Wire. Why? Because it makes it look like she took one for the family, right? She took one for the team. She got hit, she got beat up for us, fighting for us, saying that Black folks, they're doing us wrong. No, it makes her look like she's a martyr. And it makes it where we can rally behind the new leader, Candace Owens, of the conservative Black folks. Why? Because a whole bunch of Black folks are leaving the Democratic Party, right? And going where? They ain't necessarily going over to the Republicans, but there she go right there. Why don't you go join for Trump? Trump got his best interest for y'all. Look, for me personally, I ain't gonna lie. If I had to choose between the Democrats right now and the Republicans, I'll take my racist simple and plain, the Republicans, right? I like my racists raw. I like to know my racists are racist. I don't like the ones that like to, smile in my face and stab me in the back. But I prefer not to vote at all. But if you notice, Candace came out at the most opportune time, right before, the election. She took a hit for the team, apparently, and now we're supposed to believe that she's for us. And not only that, Candace went up against the Ish folks. Candace was getting beat up by one of them rabbis. And I'm like, oh, Candace sounding good. Candace standing up for everybody. She's exposing them. And I'm like, hey, something wrong here. This is not the Candace I remember. What's going on? I mean, she was just working for them folks just, yesterday. Now, all of a sudden, she's a martyr for the black community. No. See, this is a psyop. This is how they do us. This is the sophistication. And they're very good at it. I'm telling you, when you wake up, there's many traps awaiting you. There's camps waiting for you as a trap, right? And then there's non-camps who got crazy Mormon doctrine waiting for you. You got Congo boys for a trap. You got people who deny the Savior as a trap. Traps everywhere. All that there in the 400 years, but they sophisticated, see, because they buy them people off. Them people, former police officers, right? Them people are entertainers. Now, remember in the beginning, she was bashing on black folks. Black folks can't do nothing right. Black folks do this wrong. Just like Jesse Lee Peterson. Jesse Lee Peterson probably worse than Uncle Ruckus. I'm sorry. Jesse Lee probably the worst. I'm sorry. Uncle Ruckus bad, but I think Jesse Lee Peterson worse. Praise white Jesus. I'm just saying. I think he worse. Now, granted, when it comes to salvation and trusting in Yeshua, look, I don't personally care about color, but I know he black. Right? We loved him when we thought he was white. Point being is, it was a manipulation from the beginning, and it's a manipulation now. They see that the Negroes are waking up, and the Negroes ain't going along with the program no more. The Negroes saying, look, y'all putting migrants in our neighborhoods. We not voting for you no more. But they got to control the message. They got to control the dialectic. Now, the other thing that they do is to separate the black man from the black woman, or the Hebrew Israelite man from the Hebrew Israelite woman. How many of y'all see today how bad it is, right? You got the 304s, right? Then you got the guys they call pick-me's, right? Then you got the guys who are passport bros, right? They didn't mess us up. It's all planned. It's all manipulation.
I had an older lady tell me, she's, I think, just past 40, and her husband, I think, is like in his late 30s, like so maybe like 41 and 39. They've been married for a while. I was talking with her about some problems we were having in our marriage, and she said, Joyce, what it sounds like to me is that your issue is that you are married to a real man, and a real man is not going to be ruled by a woman. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, and it immediately came to my mind when I was reading this excerpt. When she says, don't go down the path of expressing criticism, disapproval, and an ultimate lack of acceptance for your husband because it may cause rebellion, she's telling the truth. A real man is not going to allow himself to be a pushover to the woman he has chosen.
Now, that's true, right? A real man is not going to be a pushover to the woman he's chosen. But if you look at what's happening, we can't get along no more, right? The woman don't know how to submit. Well, why do I have to submit to a man? Because the Bible says so. You believe the Bible says so. The Bible says God is over the man, and man is over the woman, and the woman's over the children. I'm just saying, if you believe the Bible, then that's just the way it is. But they then broke that up too. They broke up our household. So now, not only are we out there marrying them folks, right? We also don't want to marry each other, right? We dislike each other. And then you got women out there, and then, hey, don't beat me up, right? You got women out there who got the BBLs. Guys don't like BBLs. Then you got the women out there got the fake this, fake that, fake nails, fake hair, fake eyelashes, fake, you know what I'm saying? And painted makeup, right? We don't like that. So men don't like that. So the question is, who you doing it for? Why? Why are you doing it? Why, when I look at you, I can't tell if you one of them trans people or not, because you look just like them. You see what I'm saying? We are messed up. What? Because it's by design. It's a manipulation. So they're using science against us. They're using psychological operations against us. They're using all of these techniques against us. And not only against us, against the whole world. They're using all these techniques now. And guess what? Why are they using these techniques now? Because the Antichrist coming. That's what I believe. You being set up. Look, here's what's happening. I'm going to tell you what's happening. What they're doing is they're breaking your reality. They're destroying your reality. What does that mean, Jacoba? That they're destroying my reality. What I mean by they're destroying your reality is that you don't know what's right. You don't know if that's a man. You don't know if that's a woman. You don't know if that woman you should be talking to because she might have 4 and 10 other men. This woman that's coming to you might have 10 kids, right? By 10 different men. But then they want to marry you. Look, all I'm saying is it's manipulation because it wasn't that way. It wasn't that way. Even when I was young, yeah, you had a little bit of that, right? But when I was young, it wasn't like it is today. It's common now. It's common. And so then the women be like, okay, well, if he can't pay this, he can't pay that. I'm not going to hang with him, right? And then the guys, they be out there and the guys be like, hey, sleeping with this woman, sleeping with that woman, and don't take care of them and don't have no interest in being married. But then they go run through the women and go marry a white woman. I'm just saying, don't make no sense. Why do we do this stuff? Look, if you want to do that, that's you. I ain't mad at you. You do you. But what I'm saying is it's obvious that something's wrong because it wasn't that way. A black man was looking for a black woman. A black woman was looking for a black man. It's not that way anymore. It's not that way. All the kids marrying other people. Look, don't get mad at me if you married them folks. That's not my business. I'm talking about the manipulation. I'm talking about the fringe. I'm talking about the technology. I'm talking about the sophistication. I'm talking about the infiltration. I'm talking about the Hegelian dialectic. I'm talking about the fact that they're putting people in here like Candace Owens. They're putting people in here like IUIC, and they're manipulating your mind. They tell you the Bible says this, and the Bible don't really say that, or the Bible says part of that and not all of that, right? They manipulate the text, and when people tell you, hey, the Bible says this, what happens? You go and you say, guess what? Guess what? The Bible says this and that. The Bible says white man can't be saved. The Bible, no, it don't. But see, now it's confusion. Everybody's confused. And everybody, guess what? Hating everybody. The man hate the woman. The woman hate the man. Black folks hate white folks. White folks hate black folks. Asian hate black folks. Everybody hate black folks. I mean, hey, that's always been the case, right? But now nobody likes anybody. Obviously, it's a dialectic. And the thing is, it's happening everywhere around the world. The question is, who can you trust? Who's my friend? Who's on God's side? Who's on Father Yah's side? I can't tell sometimes. Well, I can. I got the discernment of the spirit, but I be watching some of y'all. Y'all be following Mormon Israelites. Y'all be following people with, who be saying that we Native American Indians, we from America. Y'all be following people who promote Druidism. Y'all be following people who promote another Christ. Who can you trust? They look like you. They sound like you. Who can you trust? They're supposedly fighting for you like Candace. They're fighting for you. They say, hey, they're doing this to our black community. They're killing our little babies. They're doing this and that. What? But she wasn't talking like that in the past. What happened? Didn't she just a few months ago say all lives matter? I'm just saying. Didn't we see it in the video she had on the back with Kanye, all lives matter? How you change so quick? You just had all lives matter on your back. How you now for black folks? See that the other thing that made me look at Candace twice was the fact that Candace be hanging out and friends with Kanye. And Kanye crazier than a mugger mug. Kanye crazier than a mugger mug. He might be rich, but he crazier than a mugger mug. I'm watching them like, she talking about Kanye, and she said, yeah, me and Ye, we friends. And Ye told me this, and Ye told me that. I'm like, but Ye crazy. I still think he a Luciferian. Ye say he's a God. But you friends with Ye, but you say you love you some Jesus. See, that's what made me look at her twice. Because she was sounding good to me. She was sounding good to me. But I had to look at her twice. Because she was still hanging out with Kanye. And I knew Kanye was crazy. Remember when certain people were promoting Kanye? Because Kanye said, we Israel. I told y'all, Kanye, he crazy than a mug. But you can't trust everybody.
Y'all, Farrakhan has a lot of explaining to do. Watch this.
I am the little Jesus that walked among you, did miracles among you. The Million Man March was a miracle. Look at the multitudes that came out to see and hear Farrakhan. And all the while that they came to see and hear Farrakhan, what were the Jewish people thinking about me? That's right in your scriptures. All you have to do is take Jesus from yesterday and put him in today where he properly belongs. Jesus of yesterday was a prophet, not the Messiah. The Messiah comes at the end of the world of Satan.
So say Satan himself. I told you. He come up there. He talk like he fighting for black folks. Talking about how the Irish people do us wrong. Talk about how the white man do us wrong. And what happened? I'm Jesus. No, you a devil. I told y'all he a Freemason. He's a known Freemason. And he said he's a little Jesus. But guess what? A lot of people follow him. He said Jesus should have been here today because he is here today in this time frame because he's supposed to be coming at the end of the age because I'm him. That's what he's saying because he's a little Jesus. No, you ain't Jesus. You ain't Yeshua. You not him. Don't get it twisted. We don't believe it. But once again, he's a Freemason. What is he doing? What is he doing when he say black folks are the true Jews? And when he's saying that, you know, these people doing us wrong and writing these books, and he's drawing followers. See, a lot of people have sold out. As I did in my last teaching, wide is the path that leads to destruction, and many be that's on it. Narrow is the path that leads to eternal life, and few there be that find it. Why is it so hard to find a narrow way? Because there's so many options. There's so many options to choose from, and people are so unsophisticated. And the application of the Hegelian dialectic amongst the masses is very hard to discern and understand. Why? Because they got people who look like you telling you lies. There's people who look like you who stand on some of the things you agree with, but leading you down the wrong path. And then you got a whole bunch of people that follow them. Why? Because they hate them some white folks. So therefore, they're going to follow these people. They're going to follow the camps. They're going to follow Farrakhan. And then you got the people like Candace who are going to lead you straight to the white folks. The conservative right-wing Christians. To still be a part of the system that they control and run.
Any other cuckoo yip yap?
Here's one.
Great plan. Texas Red Angus, flying them 7,000 miles to Israel. Many evangelicals believe these red heifers will usher Christ's second coming. Ceremony could take place any day.
Rapture isn't coming. There haven't been any ominous signs.
Do you feel like you're being set up for something? You got the red heifer coming, supposedly to institute the sacrifice to establish the rebuilt temple, which, I don't even believe that's the land. You have the eclipse coming all at the same time, right? You think this is a coincidence? You have World War III kicking off right now. You think that's a coincidence? You got false prophets, false Christ, all this stuff all coming all at the same time. You think that's a coincidence? You got all these people like Candace Owens coming out all at the same time. You think this is a coincidence? It's a dialectic. It's a manipulation. It's a psyop. Do you feel like the world is surreal? Give me a 1 if you feel like the world is surreal. You want to know why the world feels like it's surreal? It feels like it's surreal because they're changing your reality. Everything about your reality is being changed. Who's my friend? Who's my people? Is the Mexicans Israelites too? Is the Native Americans Israelites too? Well, Grandma told me I was an Indian. We even belong to the tribe. Don't tell them that, hey, y'all were slaves. And after they let you go, which the Indians were one of the final ones to let you go, and they let you stay in the tribe. But you think you were born here. You think you've been going, ooh. Y'all think that's Negroes? That ain't Negroes. You out your cotton picking mind. All of this at the same time. Confusion. Who we gonna follow? You don't know who you're gonna follow. They're telling you who you're gonna follow. Just like they told you eat a lollipop. These allergies pretty bad lately. But they told you to eat a lollipop. And guess what? Most people ate the lollipop. I ain't hating on you. I know you were deceived. You probably wouldn't do it today. But this is called manipulation. Do you know these people trying to take us out? They're trying to delete us. Did you not know that? Do you not know that death is walking around? Do you not know that the rider of the pale horse is riding on his little horsey? Is all this coincidence?
Analysts say a direct hit by an extreme coronal mass ejection could be catastrophic, leading to widespread power blackouts.
Have you ever wondered why billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg suddenly started buying islands and building impenetrable bunkers that cost hundreds of millions? It's not just a new trend in extreme home improvement. In fact, there's a looming disaster that could explain their urgent preparations. In 2024, scientists predict an apocalyptic solar storm, an event so powerful it threatens to plunge our technologically dependent world into chaos, potentially sending us back into the Middle Ages. All of our satellites will be destroyed, GPS systems will falter, television broadcasts will go static, and the internet, the backbone of modern society, will cease to exist. But the effects go beyond just communication failures. The electrical grids that power our cities and industries will be next. Transformers, unable to cope with the surge of solar energy, will fail en masse, plunging the entire world into darkness.
So we have the eclipse, the so-called 3 days of darkness. We had the cyber attacks. We had people losing internet, people losing electricity. Then we're warned that we need to stock up on food and water and gas up our cars for this celestial event, where really only thing that's supposed to happen is that the sun is supposed to be covered by the moon. We got all these things happening all at the same time, but y'all think it's a coincidence. Ain't nothing to see here. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Nothing is happening right here. I'm not crazy. We're being set up. See, this is surreal because they're making it that way. They're destroying your reality. You don't know who you are no more. You don't know who your people are. You don't know if your people are them folks that you're marrying. You don't know if your people are the Native American Indians or the Mexicans. You don't know who your people are. So there's not going to be any unity because you don't know who you are. Ain't nobody fighting for the black man. They're gonna continue not to fight for the black man, but they're gonna fight for themselves. Don't think it's a coincidence that you marrying everybody but you. Don't think it's a coincidence that, you know, the Negro man fighting the Negro woman. Don't think it's a coincidence that y'all hating each other. All at the same time, all hell breaking loose around the globe. All at the same time, darkness is coming. All at the same time, the power grid probably going to go down. All at the same time, we got the eclipse. All at the same time, migrants crossing and running over the border. All at the same time that Russia is about to go crazy over there in Europe. I'm just saying, if you think this is normal, I hate to know what your life was like. All at the same time, your kids don't know if they should be putting pants on or dresses. I'm just saying. Somebody make it make sense. I ain't hating on you. All I'm saying is it don't look right. When did this ever happen? When did we have to worry about this particular issue and that particular issue and this particular pandemic and stuff? I'm just saying, when did all this stuff happen? When did stuff change so much? All the time is changing. Every month is changing. Now you need this lollipop. Now you need that lollipop. Now you need another lollipop. Because you got so many different things. Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy, my butt.
Weird. Part infinity. All right, y'all. Let's watch this. Robot AI powered by ChatGPT. And pay attention how fluid this is.
Hey, figure one, what do you see right now?
I see a red apple on a plate in the center of the table, a drying rack with cups and a plate, and you standing nearby with your hand on the table.
Great, can I have something to eat?
Sure thing.
Great. Can you explain why you did what you just did while you pick up this trash?
On it. So I gave you the apple because it's the only edible item I could provide you with from the table.
Great. So, based on the scene right now, where do you think the dishes in front of you go next?
The dishes on the table, like that plate and cup, are likely to go into the drying rack next.
Great. Can you put them there?
Of course.
All right. So how do you think you did?
I think I did pretty well. The apple found its new owner, the trash is gone, and the tableware is right where it belongs.
I agree. Thanks, figure one.
So now you have the Jetsons coming to life. You got Rosie now cleaning the dishes. You got flying cars. You got automated cars. You got all these things. All of a sudden, you don't think you were conditioned for this? They got everything set up. Everything is being set up. They didn't pre-programmed you to accept it through the media. It's not a coincidence. Why does everything look like the Fringe? Why does everything look like the X-Files? Why does everything look like the Jetsons? Why does everything look like Star Trek? Why does everything look like Star Wars?
Not only is Wuhan's monorail automated, but you can also get automated taxis. So let's go check one out now. I have now ordered my fully automated taxi. It's surrounded by sensors on the car. It uses LiDAR. Right, let's stop messing about. Let's get inside and put in the last 4 digits of my phone number. Oh, now everyone knows my number. Wow, look at that. Okay, we're going inside. Completely automated. Here we go. Whoa. Hello, Mr. Driver. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. There's no one in. And also, it will not start until you put on your seatbelt. So that is really quite clever and very safe. So let's put on our seatbelt and away we go. So now the screen will come up like this. And here you just press start. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at the wheel turning. There's no one. There's no driver. What the hell? This is just, I mean, it's like something out of a science fiction movie. I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, just look there. There is no one. This is a taxi. It's one thing to have like automated parking like that, but I mean, this is on a whole nother level. This isn't a fully autonomous taxi. I mean, this is the future. Welcome to the future. Welcome to Wuhan. And on here you have a little screen. You can also has English for me. Thank you very much. And you can see the route of your journey, and then also you can see the road outside and what the car is seeing, and all the sensors are picking up outside of the car. We have music. You can also watch some video. You can change the temperature in the car, control the AC. I mean, this is just, it's fantastic. I mean, and sometimes also when you get in a taxi, you don't really want to talk to the taxi driver sometimes, and maybe you just want your privacy. So this is great. I mean, there's no one here apart from me.
So why does it look like Demolition Man. Why does it look like the Jetsons? Why does it look like all the sci-fi movies we've watched? Why does, even on the level of, the chemical biologicals and all these things as we saw in the Fringe, right? The Fringe TV show. Why all of this stuff is just like it, right? Yes, Total Recall. Why does it look like this? Because it's all structured, designed, and we're manipulated and programmed. This is why the Most High said, do not be deceived. This is the most dangerous time on the history of this planet. The most dangerous time. We don't realize how dangerous this thing is. And so we got all of this technology, right? All of this technology, and it's looking like Fringe. It's looking like X-Files. It's too much. And most people don't see it. They don't understand what's happening. They're like, ooh, look, we got new technology. We got cars that drive themselves. We have AI that can talk to us. We got AI that can program. We got AI now that can, or robots that can wash dishes. iRobot. Come on now. Now you got to sort of eat a lollipop so that you can get here and get there and buy this and buy that. I'm just saying. This world is in trouble. And they don't even know that they're in trouble.
You brought me some technology that you created.
Correct.
Where you are, it's like you're downloading, I guess, people's memories.
Their memories, or making contextually aware large language models, which essentially is taking your decision-making process and putting it into software and then allowing you to talk to it or somebody else to interact with it.
So we essentially get to live forever through this technology.
The idea is that as technology and medicine get more and more advanced, and we're able to, let's say 300 years from now, 3D print or organically grow bodies, the consciousness is in the software that we're building now. So we'll be the repository of Tasha K from 2024.
So a clone.
Right. That has all of your cognitive capabilities from 2024. And then as you do it, what I'm doing, my kids, my daughter is 7 now. So since she was 4, we did a cognitive baseline of her each year. So we can go all the way back to where she was 4. So when she's 30 and she has a 4-year-old daughter, her 4-year-old daughter can talk to her 4-year-old self. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What were the things you were watching when you were 4?
See, you AI researchers, NASA motherfuckers, y'all scare me. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, it's intriguing, but I'm like, is this? Let me pour some wine before we get started, okay?
And it's a brother. Now, brother probably don't know what he's dealing with. He just in technology, just like I was in technology, programming, doing all this stuff. But I never would have went that far. That's me. I'm too discerning, right? I know what this is, right? And so, we had a movie. It was called Chappie, where they put the mind of a person into a robot. You're right. You got Total Recall, where they manipulate and erase your mind. Come on now. All this stuff we've seen in sci-fi movies, man. Y'all not concerned? You don't see the dialectic being played? We have the ominous things that we will see like in X-Files and in Fringe, right? You got the mad scientists. And the mad scientist might kidnap somebody and, put somebody else's thoughts in their head, reprogram a person, or take that person's thoughts and put it in a robot. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Now, this is scary here. But once again, it's one of these X-Files situations, right? It's one of these demonic, high-tech, technological things. Right. And not even that. It's just straight up disrespect for the Israelites. Just straight up disrespect. Y'all remember what they did to our ancestors, right? Y'all remember how they made purses and boots and all these type things. Y'all got to know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be too much more clear than that. They did all those things to our ancestors. This is the demonic world we're in. It is Luciferic. This is angel technology. These are the days of Noah. The angels have interfaced themselves with humanity. I told y'all, bottom up. They come in through the AI. Now, based upon what I'm seeing, and like I say, I ain't a prophet. Some people think I am. I could read the word. I have a discerning spirit. But understand this. I called it. I even didn't think it'd be this bad. I'm sorry. I mean, I called it, but I'm like, these people are just straight up devils. These elites are straight up devils. And then we got a bunch of black folks who going along with the program for some paper, going along with the program for some dollars. I'm like, where you think this technology came from? You think these people created this themselves? You think these people created this themselves, or they got it from the fallen angels as during the times of Noah, as it was in the days of Noah? And there's no limit to child trafficking, all this stuff going on, human trafficking going on, all this stuff. The Bible says Babylon does what? Trade in the souls of men. This is insane. Now watch this. This is going to make you mad. This is going to make you mad. Get your little herb tea, put your herb tea next to you. Get something that calms you down and relax you. Because this is going to make you mad.
Is walking by a store in Paris and she sees this.
Okay, people, tell me something. So this is a store in Paris, and this is a mannequin that they say they made this shit and put this in the store. This boy look like somebody dead and bomb. Look at his hand. His hands is as real as mine. This is friggin' serious, I swear. If anybody have this guy missing.
After posting the video, comments began to flood in. Others did a reverse image search on the mannequin, and what they found was truly disturbing. One search brought up a missing man by the name of Isaiah Bass. Isaiah was actually a fashion designer and had affiliations with the very brand that had this mannequin on display, and that brand's name is Balenciaga. Isaiah had been voicing concerns over the brand's unauthorized use of his clothing design. In response, Balenciaga reached out via email and invited Isaiah to the Paris location to discuss the matter further. Since his departure from this meeting, nobody ever heard from or saw Isaiah again.
If anybody have this guy missing, please. This is crazy. I've never seen anybody look so friggin'
Look
real.
at his scalp. You saw that scalp?
Sit down. Look at that shit. You see? This is friggin' crazy. Look in the guy eye. And them said they made this mannequin and put clothes on him and have him sit down in window. Look at the guy friggin' face. I swear to God. No, guys, he's in Paris. If you know anyone that missing a black son, look like this, he's in Paris in the store in the window.
I'm just saying, this is what we're dealing with. Is this not some X-File stuff? Is this not some Fringe stuff? This is demonic. Look like a real person to me. Look like real fingers and real hands to me. Even look like a real scalp. Notice they did this to an Israelite. With the Most High has coming for them, they don't want. because they get double. They get double. And so we got a lot of things that's happening. It is concerning. But most people are not going to listen. Most people don't care. Most people can't see it. But we have technology given to us by the fallen angels. But it's not for our good. It is for our destruction. ZFT. Zerstörung durch Fortschritte der Technologie. I know I didn't say it right, but basically destruction through advancement of technology.
The latest paper, the one that happened even after this, which is already better, uses stable diffusion, uses the thing that you use to make art. Like, what should a thing that you use to make art have anything to do with reading your brain? But of course, it goes further. So in this one, they said, can they understand the inner monologue, the things you're saying to yourself in your own mind? Mind you, by the way, when you dream, like your visual cortex runs in reverse, so your dreams are no longer safe. But we'll try this. So they had people watch a video and just narrate what was going on in the video in their mind. So there's a woman, she gets hit in the back, she falls over. This is what the computer reconstructed the person thinking. See a girl, looks just like me, get hit in the back, and then she is knocked off. So our thoughts are starting to be decoded.
So they can read your thoughts now. All of this stuff in sci-fi movies, right? Now it's in real life. Dangerous times. Definitely dangerous times. So they could read your mind. And they could read your mind also through Wi-Fi. But guess what else they could read your mind through? Give me a 1 if you have some AirPods that you put in your ears. Give me a 2 if you don't. Give me a 1 if you use AirPods. I don't use those things. For me, I use things with wires. I don't believe in having Wi-Fi, Bluetooth stuff on between my heads. I figure they trying to burn my brain out.
This week published a new patent that hints at incorporating EEG technology into your AirPods. The design involves a unique arrangement of electrodes on a curved surface with a setup that can connect in various ways to a sensor circuit. Remember that research paper from a few months back? The one showcasing how an electrode helmet or an fMRI could generate high-quality images from brain EEG signals? Apple is aiming to entirely replace those bulky electrode helmets. Now, it almost seems like the next big leap in connecting our brains to machines and AI might not be through complex tech like Neuralink. Instead, it could be something as simple as the AirPods we use every day.
So they're already reading minds. Now they're going to be using the AirPods that you stick in your ears to read your brain. Are you happy with that? Is that cool with you? That the Luciferic world order system can read your brain? Get your innermost secrets? Get your passcodes? Get your who you got a crush on? Who you had an affair with? Whatever, all your secrets, all your hate, all your emotions. You're not supposed to think on anything in the Bible. If you think on the words that's in the Bible, you're going to get 5 demerits. If you pray to the Messiah or to Christ or to Jesus, you're going to get 10 demerits. You're going to be arrested because we read your mind. We knew what you were thinking. Oh, pre-crime. Yes, pre-crime. You thought about robbing that bank, and so now you're going to jail so we can stop you from robbing a bank. Oh, yeah. Don't think they're not going to be putting you in prison for pre-crime.
Things are about to get really bad for all of us. I was literally just getting ready to make a video on this, and then all of a sudden, Russia had a terrorist attack. So let's start at the bottom and lay the groundwork. For the first time in this whole conflict, Russia has finally used the word war. That may not seem significant to you, but every single military analyst noticed it because the whole time they've been using the words military operation. So in my opinion, we have Putin right there about ready to declare war. Well, guess what happens at the same exact time? NATO says they're ready for a direct conflict with Russia. Coincidentally enough, right after those two things are said, Russia was attacked in their concert hall by a terrorist attack. I can't show you all the actual part of the video, but there were gunmen and explosions. At least 15 people have passed away so far. Right this second as we speak, the building is on fire and they're doing evacuations. The question is, who did the attack? We're about to see some crap that we don't want to see, and I'll continue to keep y'all updated, but this does not look good.
Once again, doesn't it feel surreal? Doesn't it feel like The Fringe? Doesn't it feel like X-Files? There's this technology that they're using to read your minds, to read your thoughts, and all at the same time. We got supersonic missiles and nukes and all these different things, the threat of. All of these things happening all at the same time because it's by design, and it's to manipulate you and to control you and to put you in hopelessness. You have warning about drinking water issued nationwide, all at the same time. This is to put you in a sense of despair and chaos and confusion and hopelessness. And you're going to turn, at least what they want, you're going to turn your alliance and your allegiance to the New World Order to give you peace again, to give you peace of mind and normalcy while they track you and read your mind. While they track you and read your mind and penalize you for your thoughts. Dangerous infection soars to record levels in Japan. Experts can't explain why. So there's a flesh-eating bacteria in Japan right now. All this stuff happening all at the same time. All of this stuff, the technology, the manipulation of humans and their genomes and their thoughts and the automated robots to replace the humans. And not only that, we have this mass issue with immigration.
How come these people are allowed in the property? How come she's allowed in the property? So I can go this way?
No, you cannot.
Why not?
Because they are migrants that have come here and they have a brisk.
Did you just check their?
Yes, I checked their rest, man. You saw
Okay. So I would like to apply for some services here then, sir.
me. Okay, just wait here. We'll get somebody for you.
Right. Okay.
All right. So they let the migrants in, but not the citizens in public areas. And they got these wristbands on their arm where they are allowed to come in and pass through. This is what's happening. There's a change in the civilization. There's a change in the way America is run. There's a change in the society. You're going to have your chip implant. You're going to have your mark on your right hand or forehead to do things, to buy things, to buy food, to have a job. And the migrants are here to replace those who won't go along. Negroes, Israelites, black folks. As I told you, the whole idea and the plan is to remove normalcy, to change your reality, to change what it means to be human, to change what it means to be a man or a woman, to change what it means to live life. What is life now? Everything in life is artificial. Life is to be indoors. Life is not to be outdoors. Life is to live in fellowship with your automaton, your robot. Life is no longer family. Life is no longer you living with your wife and your kids and going and see grandma. No, the dialectic is being put in place so that you will no longer need to or want to go and see grandma, want to go see your cousins. All you got to do if you want to eat, you don't even have to call for a cook. All you got to do is ask Fido, the robot, to cook your meals for you. You don't know what's right. You don't know what's good. And they're replacing you, black folks. Laws don't matter no more. You can't even keep your own house.
In the tri-state area, we're talking squatters living in homes that do not belong to them. They're not paying any bills. We've told you about a few of these cases, thanks to you, Dan, over the past 2 weeks, and it's all due to this legal loophole.
Yeah, a loophole that many people are working to close, including investigative reporter Dan Krell. Dan, quick work.
Yeah, we talk about stories going viral, but this one has gone viral. Yeah. I'm getting messages from people all over the world. New York has a long history of passing some of the toughest laws in the country meant to protect honest tenants from greedy landlords, and for good reason. But some lawmakers say the laws have gone too far. They allow dishonest people to take advantage of free housing for years. We've heard from homeowner.
We are at the mercy of the squatter, the criminal.
After homeowner.
I don't have access. They changed my side locks and they changed my entire front door.
Who are fighting with squatters who have taken over their homes. In New York, if you call the police on someone who moved in without permission, if they claim to be a tenant, they can't be arrested for trespassing. The homeowner instead has to take them to court.
It's an unfortunate upside down world.
Jake Blumenkrantz is trying to change that.
They know how to work the law to stay for a certain number of days and kind of work the system.
In New York, squatters have rights after 30 days. That means the property owner can't change the locks on them, can't remove their belongings, can't cut off the utilities, or they could be arrested. Instead, property owners must go through the court system to get rid of them, a system that could take close to 2 years for resolution.
People could stay in a home for years without having justice brought to them for staying essentially for free and making a homeowner have to pay their bills.
His newly filed bill is pretty simple. It states a tenant doesn't include squatters.
You're basically defining what a tenant is. Absolutely. And making sure that squatters can't take advantage of the law. That's all we're doing.
It would mean if someone breaks into a home without permission or documents, police can have the authority to arrest them.
It sounds very easy. You'd think so. But unfortunately, there are many people here who are trying to fight against legislation like this.
Who is behind the opposition?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of squatter advocates, people who think that these individuals deserve more rights than those who own property.
So here's the thing. Yeah, this has been going on for a while, but what hasn't been is the numbers. So now you have all these people coming in from across the border, these migrants, and they don't have a place to stay. So now they could come in and take your home. Why? Because the laws don't protect you. See, this is the purpose of it. They knew this was going to happen. They knew the migrants would come in. They knew it would get out of control. But now you don't own your property. What? You're going to own nothing and be happy. Isn't that what they said? Isn't that what the Klaus Schwab said, WEF? You're going to own nothing and be happy. And so you're being manipulated. The laws are being put in place where now you can't trust anything. You can't own your house. You can't trust that the things that you believe that you own is yours, that you can keep them, that the system and the police are going to protect your rights, right? Those are being taken away. We told you. We told you this was coming. We told you that you would lose everything. We told you Babylon would be destroyed. We told you, but y'all still don't listen. Final video.
If you're squatting in Georgia, now's the time to leave because we're gonna give you a place in the county jail to stay.
I know you heard that.
Squatters put on notice a bill making its way through the state capitol would make staying at a home that you're not allowed to be in a criminal act.
Fox News' Rob DiRienzo joins us in studio tonight. Rob, people at home might be surprised that wasn't already a thing in our state.
Right.
Hey guys, good evening to you both. Well, a lot of these squatters have been counting on a really drawn-out eviction process in the courts, and the courts have been jammed up since the pandemic. Right now, it sometimes could take up to 8, maybe even 10 months to get a home back that you already own.
Yikes.
Under current law, these squatters get treated just like a tenant would. We're going to treat them like criminals, and that's what they are. Marietta State Rep Devin Seabaugh says people have been abusing the status quo to stay in homes they don't belong in. Ronan McCabe lived through that nightmare.
This is my home, and there's somebody in there.
Back in November, McCabe told Fox 5 I-Team reporter Dana Fowle that they changed the locks on his home in Tucker.
Emotionally, it's frustrating, it's scary, and probably the number one is it's extremely stressful.
Text messages show the man in his house tried to extort McCabe to try to get him to leave. Our camera happened to capture U.S. Marshals closing in on one of those squatters, arrested on unrelated charges. McCabe ended up selling the house, and now it's all water under the bridge. But he knows everyone hasn't been as lucky.
It's an extremely stressful situation. So my heart goes out to the folks that find themselves in that situation.
But you're not going to flee. No, you're not going to flee. Don't worry about it. You're not going to flee. That's what they told you, right? They told you that, Tail Ministries is telling y'all stuff and making y'all fearful. No, you're not going to flee. But understand that we have the destruction through advancement of technology. We have the destruction through infiltration and manipulation. We have destruction through psychological warfare. We have destruction through the use of the Hegelian dialectic. We have destruction where laws don't protect you anymore. We have destruction where the things you thought you owned and it belongs to you no longer belongs to you. You're being replaced, and your things are being given away. And you're going to have to fight to keep everything that you thought was yours. Your house is not yours. Your car gonna be disappearing. It ain't gonna be yours no more. Everything's being taken. The technology is at the level of sci-fi. Robots washing your dishes, cooking your food. Cars driving you places. You don't need humans no more. Everything to replace the man. Your food ain't real no more. Everything to get rid of that carbon footprint. The water is supposedly in danger because of attacks on the system. Internet's under attack. Electricity under attack. Everything's under attack. Anything that gives you peace and well-being and comfort and the thought of security is being destroyed. And people who you think is on your side is probably betraying you. People who you think is on your side is probably working for them folks. People who look like you are probably devil worshipers. But Yacoba don't know what he's talking about. How come them Israelites still here? I thought they were supposed to be gone after 2019. says the people who never even listen to the teachings. Judgment is here. Judgment is on Babylon. And by the grace of the Most High, we get out alive. Your food ain't good no more. Your water ain't good no more. Your air ain't good no more. Heck, you can't even enjoy a good rain. I remember when I was young and a good storm came through and it cleaned the streets and it cleaned the air and everything felt so good and fresh, like you didn't wash your clothes. Today, if a storm comes, you coughing. Today, you go buy some rice, you don't know if it's got plastic in it. You don't know if your eggs are real or fake. Heck, you don't know if your veggies are right. But see, I've been warning y'all for a long time, and we here. I got beat up a lot because of the position that I've taken. I got lied on, misrepresented, because I told you, hey, look what the Bible says. Hey, look at these prophecies. Hey, look at these birth pains. Hey, look what's going on here. It looks like it's happening. Look, the Bible says we're going to be leaving soon. How come everything I taught is coming to pass? That's what I want to know. I mean, to be honest with y'all, and I'm not bragging on myself, I'm just saying, even I get shocked sometimes. Even I get shocked how accurate it is, because it's like I really don't want it to be that accurate, to be honest with you. Because I don't want to go through all this hell. I don't want to go through all this suffering. I don't want to go through all this change. I don't want my kids and my nieces and my nephews to be tempted by alphabets or graped by them. Where's the holiness? Where's the righteous people? Where's the goodness? Where's the ones who say, I'm going to do to you as I would have you do unto me? Where they at? Where the ones that love their people? Where they at? Where the ones that support and love each other and help one another? Where they at? How come you get mad at me because I love my family? How come you get mad at me because I say I'm going to help black folks first? I didn't say I wasn't going to help you if you're not black or Negroes or Israelites. I'm helping them first. Did not the Messiah come and say to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, what? First? Don't get mad at me because I'm doing like my king. Don't get mad at me because, hey, if my brother needs something, I'm going to help my brother before I help you. Don't get mad at me if I'm going to help my cousin out first before I help you. Don't get mad at me if I'm going to help my people out before I help you. Don't get it twisted. I'm not crazy. I don't believe in a melting pot. Don't get it twisted. I believe in family first. Because guess what? When I'm in need, guess who's going to be there for me more than likely? My people. When I'm in need, guess who's going to be there to help me? Them Israelites. When I'm in need, guess who's going to be there to help me? My brother, my sister, my mama, my cousins, hopefully. Why would I help somebody who not family first? Because see, as I told y'all, this all happened because we awoken back in 2019. Well, really, many of us awoke before then. But all of this happened, I told you. But y'all don't want to believe us. Y'all not the Israelites, though we have documents upon documents, historical documents. Well, that's not primary. No, it is primary. They're from Carnegie. They're from other major white institutions. But it ain't enough for y'all, because if the Negroes, the Israelites, then guess what? We just might be in trouble. Our ancestors then did them black folks wrong, and we don't want to give them reparations. That's good. That's fine. Don't give us no money. We don't care, because guess what? The Most High gonna make you give it. The Most High gonna make you give it. Not only are we in trouble here in the U.S., everybody's in trouble. And if you're waiting on the rapture, you're going to be waiting. If you're waiting on that secret rapture, you're going to be waiting. But you don't have to listen to me. I'm just a Negro. I'm a negus. That's a king if you didn't know an Ethiopian language. I'm royalty. I know somebody told y'all it don't matter no more that we the chosen, that there's no more Jew, Greek. They didn't lie to you again. Y'all think God didn't changed. He say, I don't change. You have I known of all the people of all the earth. I'm going to put you over the other nations. But we Israel now too. No, you're not. You're grafted in Gentiles. You're adopted kids. By the spirit of adoption, you say, Abba Father, you adopted kids. That don't mean you're not part of the family. You just don't get everything we get. We promise to be kings and priests. We're supposed to rule and reign with Christ, with the Messiah. That's the Bible. Oh, that's the chat. Oh, no, it's not. Go read the Bible. But y'all don't want to do it. Y'all don't want to do it. Y'all want to go along with what you've been brainwashed with. And then you got people that look just like you. And I'm not just talking black folks, white folks too. You got people looking just like you, telling you lies and half-truths. You see how much they work on us? They sent Kanye West in here and he tried to act like he a Christian. And most of us ain't Christians no more. We Israelites, right? We follow the way. We follow the Messiah. We follow that Bible. We led by the Spirit. We don't follow religions of men. But they put people like Kanye West in there and he tells you he's a Christian. He said we the Israelites. How come he say everything we want to say, then go back and flip and say, I'm a God? Don't get it twisted. Candace gonna do the same thing. She gonna flip on you. Because she's a plant. That's my opinion. She's a plant. Ain't nobody changed that quick. And if they change that quick, you're gonna hear something like from Candace. You know, I woke up, I realized I'm a Hebrew Israelite. The word makes sense to me now. I have to support my people. I have to stand for that. I understand that these people have plotted against us. I understand that Psalm 83 is real. I understand that Psalm 83 is against our folks. Look, we at the end. Oh, yeah. Look, you ain't got to listen to nothing else I say, because guess what? I might not be around here too much longer to say it. Hopefully, by the grace of Yahuwah, I get to go back to the land. But here's the thing. I'm stuck here. I'm in Dallas. I'm on the path of this eclipse. I don't know if anything gonna happen. But the government telling me, fill up my tank with gas. The government telling me to stock up on water. The government telling me to stock up on food. for an eclipse that's passing through Mexico, Texas, Maine, and Canada. I don't know what's going to happen. By the grace of the Most High, the second Exodus come. By the grace of the Most High, I get out of this thing alive. Russia just got attacked by terrorists. They killed like 40 people and 100 people injured. Putin talking about, hey, I'm ready to hit that button. But y'all don't care about that. All things remain the same since the fathers fell asleep. That normalcy bias is real. Don't worry about me, though. Either way it go, I'm going to be all right. Either way it go, I'm either going to be with my Father, with my Savior, or I'm going to be back in the land with my family. Peace and blessings, Israel. Your captivity is ending. Love you with the love of the Messiah. If you like what we do, please become a patron member. Also, you could get it through Cash App, $TOTW 7101. Also, you could go buy some products, some mugs, some t-shirts, some hoodies over at giftgivingforall.com. Also, don't forget the conference or summit with Quest to Unite Africa, Dr. Eric Kana Chiambori Kwo. Contact Brother Karis if you want some more information. And also, please don't forget to support the Dry Bone Project. I'm going to go rest. These allergies hit me real today. Love y'all.